The economic landscape of advanced economies has been undergoing significant changes since the early 1960s. Despite periods of economic stimulus driven by increasing debt, these economies are now facing a potential decline. This video explores the factors contributing to this downward trend, focusing on the correlation between oil consumption and GDP growth and the shift in economic strategies over the decades. Advanced economies, primarily the members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, have experienced a consistent decline in GDP growth rates since the early 1960s. In 2022, the annual GDP growth rate for these economies was only 1%. This decline is particularly concerning as it suggests the possibility of permanent economic shrinkage in the near future. Growth has historically been a key driver of economic expansion. From 1940 to 1970, inflation allowed the US and other advanced economies to build substantial infrastructure and boost economic growth. However, as oil prices spiked in the 1970s and growth, leading to a shift in economic focus. 1940 to 1970. This period saw rapid oil supply growth and low prices, enabling significant infrastructure development and economic expansion. The US global power both militarily and financially. In the 1970s, the spike in oil prices led to a period of adaptation. Rising wages and increased workforce participation, especially among women, helped mitigate the impact. Computerization also began to change the nature of work. In the 1980s, the focus shifted to cost-cutting and leveraging. Towards maximizing the use of existing assets. This period also marked the transition towards mining jobs moving to lower-wage countries to reduce costs. Interest rate policies have also played a crucial role in shaping economic growth. Prior to 1981, increasing interest rates were used to slow economic growth. However, from 1981 to 2020, generally falling interest rates stimulated the economy by making borrowing cheaper, thus boosting demand for homes, cars, and other goods. This period also saw significant gains in asset prices, benefiting investors and widening the wealth gap. Since 2020, interest rates have begun to rise again, posing new challenges for advanced economies. Higher interest rates make borrowing more expensive, potentially leading to decreased demand for new homes and other goods. This could result in falling asset prices and increased financial strain on banks, insurance companies, and other financial institutions heavily invested in long-term bonds. The maximum power principle, or MPP from biology, suggests that systems which maximize their flow of energy survive in competition. Applying this principle to the global economy implies that advanced economies, struggling with resource constraints, might lose their status as world leaders. This could happen through economic restructuring, financial crises, or even conflicts over resources. The economic decline of advanced economies is a complex issue influenced by multiple factors, including oil consumption, interest rate policies, and shifts in economic strategies. As these economies face rising interest rates and diminishing returns on investments, they must navigate a challenging landscape to maintain their global standing. The future may hold significant changes, and it is crucial for policymakers to make informed decisions to mitigate potential downturns.